way.
So welcome everybody to VanillaTV. I am of course NVC, joined by ThePledge. You're tuned in for Epsilon vs Infused, the deciding map here in the Excello Sparkle sponsored TF2 Winter Invite Cup. This is of course CP Gullywash. Why don't you give everyone a rundown of the lineups and what's happening on middle pledge, because already we've lost Greg.
Thank you very much for joining us. We lost a lot of Infused, that's what I can say, and it's going to be 6 versus nothing. That's one hell of a starter for Epsilon right there, who managed to do reasonably well in Granary. Not going to spoil the results, but please check it out on the VODs here at VanillaTV. The rosters are going to be F2 on Medic for Epsilon, Nox and Gear are going to be on Soldier, Randa on Demo Man, and with wltrs and Shocky and Scout, it's going to be the full 6. And Infused, as they're defending this last stand point, we have 2 soldiers, Mike and Flisko with off nicks. Numlocked is on Demo Man, Dunc in My Mom is going to be on Medic, and Greg and Cookye are going to be Scouts, and Epsilon's having a hard time pushing this NPC.
Yeah, they had a good idea to switch off the Pirate there, give them a bit of extra time on last point here Infused, but you know, Epsilon do have the number advantage and it's going to work in their favour. You can see the end of round crits play coming out, picking up a few cheeky kills, but you know, first round in favour of Epsilon.
Yep. 1-0, good start from Epsilon. Minute 20 seconds. Can't really be a lot quicker than that.
So watching numlocked at the moment, looks like he's playing on the floor by their big door entrance. We've got the same play from the Epsilon Demo Man. In fact though, look at this, they're finally pushing up both sides, both teams. So we're going to see the pick come out though. Greg and Dunk go down, F2 still alive, the Epsilon Medic. This is going to come in very, very handy. They've got to make sure they don't lose anyone else. They are going to find a frag onto numlocked as well. There goes Cookye, there goes the soldier, and there goes their final soldier as well. Another
Randa's already on last, by the way. I want to draw your attention to that. Randa's already on last. You can probably check that out very soon here. Let's see what's going to happen. Is anyone going to fall for that? Doesn't look like it. And Sniper not going to pick Randa just now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised the Sniper didn't look over towards Randa's position. I don't think they actually realised the demo was there. No. So had they picked the other doorway, it could have been very, very...
They were just nice lucky picking the one door. I think that was it.
Yeah, exactly. You know, 50% chance. And you know, they got it right, but let's see what Epsilon are going to do. They have about 50% Uber advantage. They have found a frag onto the soldier, but they've also lost a scout themselves. Having a scout on last here isn't their biggest deal in the world, but the problem is getting the 2 times on the point in a close situation, and that's what they're going to miss out on. The Uber has been popped. They've not found the medic or any frags whatsoever yet. Randa now stuck. Greg going to pick up the frag. Numlocked picks up the frag onto Nox. Watching F2 back out of main here. What's going on here? We've got a bit of a back cap going on from Shocky. It's not going to be able to fight it, but we may even see a spy come out here.
Where's wltrs? Where is wltrs? He's going to be on basement at the moment. He's going to look for this. He finds numlocked. Numlocked takes him down. Well played to him. But that defense from Infused was impeccable. Like there was no way that Epsilon was going to get through there. And I think this was the first thing. And I'm very glad that Infused did it now, because if they've done that during round 4, they would have long lost the game. But this was their first good moment. Now they got the momentum. They take down Nox. They got Epsilon exactly where they wanted to. And Infused going to pick this middle.
Yeah, very strong play from Infused. Now let's see if they can carry this through towards last. The Sniper just peeking in towards middle. You can see the scouts backing behind that middle capture. Spherical spire, I don't know what the hell it is, but did manage to cut the middle point. Now they're pushing in toward this second. Greg getting that 2 times on the point. We've got a bit of a back cap going on. Could this mean that Epsilon are going to try and push out and block? There's the headshot, fantastic play. Is the back cap still going on? It looks like they've fallen back to deal with him. The scout is still alive, but wow, he's managed to pick up the frag on it faster than a Rasta, whoever that is. And I mean, God, was that Shocky?
Mike is going to pick point to Flisko. Flisko is going to point to Mike. No one is going to take the blame for that, that's for sure.
God, it's just back, forth, back, forth, back, forth. I mean, I really thought this could have been 2 very quick rounds for Epsilon, but all of a sudden, it's just...
No, Infused to put it together. Now we finally got a game here. It took us 3 minutes, but Infused is back in it. They managed to take a round, but even though their push was solid, they didn't really check the franks, plus... They didn't take into account for Shocky, so they need to have 4 people checking the back up instead of 1.
Yeah, I'm watching Shocky's position at the moment. You can see the soldier in the upper right position. Looks like they're going to try and surprise the push in. They've got someone at both entrances. The scout, well, there we go. He's going to get caught by the 2 scouts. Surely going to pick up the frag here. Wow, Shocky doing a fantastic job to pick up Greg. Yeah. 1 for 1. Completely saved his team's bottoms. And, you know, they have fallen out a little bit, but... I think they're going to come charging back in. We can see the demo man coming in, trying to force Dunc's Uber there. It's not going to happen. Instead, it's going to be left to the medic and soldier. The Knox, I think, that wants to do it. And even though they did manage it, they have lost a lot of players. Now F2 as well. So Infused now going to push through toward the second point. And surely going to be easy cap. And surely easy cap on last as well. Because I have... actually, maybe not, because we do have 25% on Dunc's Uber. Although he's not building.
No, he's not building, and with F2 now up, he's going to start building immediately. Like, it's one of those little things. We spoke about it on ground, we spoke about it on Badlands. It's happening now. If F2 is building like mad, he wasn't eating for just a little bit now, but if he's building like mad, they can be as close to 10% Uber deficit, and that's going to be good enough to actually hold this, considering that Epsilon loves using pyros, especially wltrs and Shocky. Both of them, they love using those pyros. Oh, look at the health on Epsilon. Like, they're all overhealed. F2 is doing a fantastic job of making that happening consistently.
Yeah, I think it's important as well to look at what's going on here. They have got a bit of an Uber advantage, but it's always difficult on Gullywash class to push in without that pick. They may look to sacrifice the soldier around here, not pop the Uber straight away, but in fact they're opting to pop the Uber. The soldier gets bounced away. This is why you don't always pop the Uber straight away, because look at this, they've only lost one player here, Epsilon. I think they could potentially hold on to this, but they have found the frag onto Randa. Greg's gone down for Infused faster than whoever's gone down. Cookie's gone down, and this is why I do not like popping the Uber straight away, even if you've got an advantage. Can it be very messy, 50-50. It looks like Epsilon may be able to hold on to it. It's not going to happen. The soldier's going to be able to find the frag, and they did manage to get it, but wow, how messy was that?
And again, that soldier's going to say it's Mike, and Flisko's going to say, yeah, it was me.
Yeah.
I really don't care. By the way, I can see the chats keep telling me who is who, but they really should use their own names. It's that easy.
Yeah, I mean, on the stream, I see an R for one of the players, and the other one, then apart from that, they're exactly the same. So I have no idea. But looking at this middle point here, it is now, of course, 1-1. See Knots go down very, very quickly for Epsilon. Shocky to follow as well. Infused coming back very, very strong after that. First round on the board. They're going to find another two players. The medic on down. They need to keep Dunc alive. Dunc's currently sat behind his pocket soldier, so not a problem for him. And there's the point.
They fixed it. Infused lost the first middle 6-0. Then they lost the second middle 6-3, and now they've won it 6-3. Next middle 6-0.
Maybe. It is about that momentum, certainly possible. We'll have to see if they can translate this toward a second choke push as well. It looks like actually the Epsilon players are playing very defensive in lobby. Of course, they don't have Uber. They're actually 70% behind, so I think they're going to be looking to try and force it on second. Whether they then lose second is kind of irrelevant. It's just important they don't get forced in toward last and then die. That's got to be the main thing now. And look at this already. They managed to pick up the frag and get. I think they may even just push into lobby and ignore second point, cap it later. Whether they're going to do that, we'll have to see. No, it looks like they're actually going to let them fall back. Maybe they think they've got Uber. I'm not entirely sure. Of course, it's easy for me and you and everybody watching the Source TV to say, well, Uber advantage. But
it's got to be a close call.
Players don't always know, and here we go.
Shocky makes the shot. Shocky makes the shot, and F2 has 99. He now has Uber. Is not going to be able to save Knox with a 5 vs 5 scenario. Yeah, this is Epsilon textbook, taking 2 picks. Already had numlocked, but numlocked's going to spawn very early. They might be able to hold second.
The question is there anyone to back cap for Infused? I don't think so. They've lost 3, so probably not going to be able to push around. You can see I'm on Dunc's pod now. The Demoman's got the stickies up, the soldiers as well. They don't know that Epsilon don't have a sniper, so they have to be very careful. You can see Dunc's careful positioning behind everything he can find. Every single obstacle, so you know, got to bear that in mind for Dunc. But apart from that, they have managed to find the frag on Tequila. They're going to use this to push through. They've lost Randa now, Shocky as well. This is great play by the soldiers. wltrs coming in behind though, going to pick up the frag onto the medic and the soldier. Great response from Epsilon. May even hold this for the team here, wltrs.
Yeah, look at that. wltrs is getting spammed by both scout. He's still 100 HP. Now he's 26. Now he's going to get taken down. But the bombs are coming in. I don't really understand why Epsilon is doing this. They have Uber advantage. They do have Uber, and now they're actually going to use this Uber to break this. They're not getting enough frags out of this. I'm not quite sure if they should have used the Uber for that. Cookie's going down, and now it's a 3 vs 3 scenario with wltrs spawning now, but Greg as well.
In my opinion, sniper should come. Actually, we have got a sniper. wltrs has gone, so going to find wltrs.
All right.
This is a great decision as well because neither team has Uber. wltrs has a good sort of minute You know, a bit,
Yeah,
because they're not
30,
going to
40
push.
seconds,
They
I'd like to
probably
say.
won't push straight on the Uber. They're going to try and feel out their opponents. They know it's equal. So Waters has a bit of time to set up a shot. He's actually playing very, very far back. I think he's in the doorway here. Yeah, so he's got that door open. He can back away if they decide to push him around and fire a lot of spam towards him. It looks like they're going to be happy for Infused to push. They just want the pick.
Mm-hmm. I'm very curious to see what Epsilon's going to decide to do. Like, Shocky is standing all the way back. F2 is standing all the way back. They're holding very defensive because they feel like they've got Uber disadvantage. But look at Dunc. He has less Uber. Might just be a little, but it goes around saying that Infused just not being so much on the ball, and now they lose gear. This was the pick that Infused was looking for, really.
Yeah, the problem is now, because Epsilon have that sniper, it could be very bad for them, but there's the pick on a Greg, switch that around completely. That player disadvantage suddenly back in Epsilon's favour. Greg and the soldier now, that's Greg, of course, the scout for Infused. Epsilon should be able to push out toward the second point and hold that for the team, but where is everyone? I'm just switching over, found
Cookye
F2
is
finally.
standing on big door at the moment, fighting against F2 together with a scout. wltrs takes down Cookye right now after a body shot, but Cookye just took down a soldier and a downman, completely crushing that push from Epsilon by himself, and actually giving Infused now the time to push themselves.
It could have been so much better for Epsilon, and now look, Infused pushing back through aggressively. They're forced in toward the lower lobby. We did see the headshot come off, I think, from Wltrs, or at least did damage. I'm not entirely sure what happened. I heard the sound, the ding, that is, but they have him through to last nonetheless. Is Wltrs going to stay sniper? It looks like it. Would perhaps like to see a heavy come out, or maybe the pyro to stop the... because let me just show you on the screen, guys. If you get a pyro here, you can kind of push back everybody that tries to come in. So if Infused premature Uber again, you're going to give yourself a lot of extra time on the Uber.
I think they're going to do it, actually. There's no pyro on the map just now, but look at the premature Uber for everyone who's watching the stream, obviously. Like that, see how quick that Uber gets forced. If you have a pyro in that doorway, it's going to take him 10 seconds just to get rid of the pyro and push up properly. It's going to give you all the time you need for the Uber in a 6 vs 5 scenario, which is a trade you want to take any day of the week. Epsilon's probably going to take this, but right now it's a bit of an even scenario. With Infused coming in, numlocked has to go down. Now he goes down, and the pressure is somewhat gone from the point, and the soldiers from Epsilon are cleaning up everything. Dunc's take down F2 though, but Dunc, he keeps going. Dunc keeps on going. He's not going to stop. Look at that.
They could just charge back in here and risk it, but it looks like actually they are going to manage to pick up the final fag onto whatever soldier that was for Infused. Let's go try and find Dunc. It looks like he was up top. Oh wow, he could get caught out here. I just switched past him, and he has managed to get away.
Yeah, and I kind of like the hold from Epsilon. They were a bit sloppy on it. They could have played that a lot more safe, but instead they opted to just go very aggressive and just kill numlocked straight off the bat instead of letting him go over aggressive. They just decided to go for him instead. No sticky trap whatsoever. Numlocked died very early, and the deathmatch game that followed afterwards got decided in Epsilon's favour.
Yep, so just bring up the scoreboard, guys. Currently 1-1 on the board. We've still got around about 17 minutes left in the game, so plenty of time in this decider map, in this Excello Sparkle Invite Winter Tournament, whatever. I get it wrong every time. God damn it.
Wait, okay. Here it comes. Team Fortress 2 wins our warm-up, and there's an Uber going on. I'll do it later. Let's see what's going to happen here. As Infused is going to do it the exact same thing. They Uber in very early, not really going to be able to break anyone, but now comes the second push. This is what they've been doing all game.
Scouts on the point with the
F2
spike.
himself has to break it. Wow.
I did not see
F2
this.
himself had to block that. That was just wrong.
Yeah, I mean, the spike came in behind, got time on the point. As soon as everyone turned around, I think it was Cookye, yeah. Also, then ran straight toward the point and, picked up the frags as they kept the point. Very, very well played. So 2-1 on the board for Infused. Let's see what happens on this middle pledge.
Yep, fourth middle now coming in, and the Team Fortress 2 wins a warm-up invite tournament hosted by Excello.net and sponsored by SparkleTW.com graphics cards. Please check them out as they're sponsoring esports, which is always a good thing, because Epsilon kind of having the upper hand here, and it looks like Infused, they're just going to try to leave, but they're so far committed in, they're not really going to be able to leave. And they'll die. 6-1.
There's a response for everything for both of these teams, really is. Again, I keep saying it, but it is really back and forth. Nothing separates them whatsoever here on Gullywash. And at this time we're going to see Gear and Medic, probably look to push in towards lobby ASAP. They've got that Uber advantage. They need to be a bit careful of stickies soon, as numlocked now is back into the game. But apart from that, probably look to push in upper right here if I was Epsilon, rather than risk going through the water side, which takes a lot longer to get in. And it actually looks like they're going through upper left, so they are taking a shorter route. They have found the pyro.
Infused knew that Epsilon was going to push through there. They love doing that so much, just going through that area, and look at that perfect hold so far. No Uber whatsoever for Dunc, so this is a perfect hold from Infused, as much as they can possibly do, but the soldiers are probably going to clean this up. Soldier comes in early though at the moment.
No.
I'm not sure. I
F2
think
backing
Infused
away.
can hold this. Yep.
I mean, I wanted them to push in upper right. It seems a lot safer than going upper left, where you can never see a pyro. But maybe they were scared of early stickies on the upper right.
Yep.
I don't know, from numlocked, which could have made the upper left a safer route for them. Didn't work out this time, and now we're going to see Infused try to push out a second. But we have got a lot of Epsilon back up on the board. Let's see if they can manage to hold on, or just put enough spam out. They have managed to force the Uber.
I don't like this at all.
Yeah, they are going to push in with the Uber. I don't know what I
personally-
like about this, but
They're out of position at the moment, and even if they get a couple of frags, like they get one frag on Nox right now, but they're going to lose so many players, they lose the advantage they already had if they played a lot safer.
And look at this, the back cap.
Numlocked gets taken out by Shocky as well. Shocky, wltrs now going for Dunc, gets it down, and the scouts of Epsilon are just working wonders at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, it was just great play to get time on that back cap, draw the attention away, and again, you know, coming from the side. Just great play with the distractions, allowing the scouts, the soldiers and the medics to do as much damage as possible without, you know, really taking any themselves.
Flisko, actually, I think it's Flisko. Flisko or Mike, one of the two, actually managed to take down F2 there in the super secret highway, which is what I started calling it last Monday during the cost. It's the new, route to middle, actually, from choke, and then you drop down. I call that the super secret highway, just so you know, NVC and all the viewers out there who haven't heard it yet. F2 actually dropped in there and felt, well, kind of dropped onto a soldier's head, and he died. It kind of looked hilarious.
Yeah. Well, I'm watching Greg at the moment, just peeking around, maybe trying to get some cores for his team, give them an opening to push through with their slight Uber advantage. Of course, I'm sure they're probably not aware that it is an advantage, given it's just over 10%. But nonetheless, if you can get the cores for the team, it can give them a, you know, an easier route toward capping middle back. We'll have to see. Actually, it's both scouts there. Have they got a soldier to support them? Because if Epsilon were to send people very aggressive, they could lose them quickly. We've got Shocky in the bush hiding on middle. Oh wow, I've never seen this bush before. But he's found
Which bush? Let me look him up. Let me look him up.
He's
Where is he sitting?
He's just moved.
No, yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's probably the quad bush.
But this is what I mean.
Let's
Look, here
see,
they go, pushing through big door. They
Yep.
didn't get the scouts, but they managed to pick the soldier that did move over there. Perhaps just a little bit too overextended. You don't have to stand that too far forward. And now with the
Infused on
player
the backup,
advantage.
though.
Oh wow.
Infused is on the backup, double backup, but both scouts, and
This
it's
is
going to be
bad.
a bit of a tricky situation because Epsilon's getting all the kills, but the backup hasn't really been stopped. Now it has been stopped, so with 5 frags and one guy respawning, it's a bit of a soldier duel here, but with 90 health on that soldier. He's going to bomb that medic, he's going to die, there we go. It's going to be a very Epsilon favourite situation because they took care of the backup so well.
I thought the positioning from the scouts there on Infused to the back cap was great because the Devil and the medic was on the ground level. So had the two scouts not come back, it could have been a back cap successful. But unfortunately, you know, very good team coordination and communication on Mumble from Epsilon, able to deal with that situation effectively, and you know, now in a position to push toward last and make this 2-2 ASAP. And look at this, we've got the Pyro.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, if there's any team with clear comms, it's Epsilon, and I think Greg is going to stand on the top right side again. Let me just look. Yeah, he's up there again. He knows that Epsilon loves going to the top right-hand side. Now he moves to Riverside because he hears the call, but if Epsilon reads this, if they know there's a Pyro, it's probably a pause again. Like, the Pyro is going to be so important during this push, and we're obviously going to wait a little bit before it happens.
Yeah, no, certainly. The great thing about the Pyro, playing Pyro, is that if you do catch the team out, it's great, but unfortunately if you caught out at the wrong entrance, you can really get stuck. A couple of, you know, rockets to your back and you're down and out of it, and you can become quite useless. But, I mean, right now, I think he's great to sit on Riverside because, you know, Epsilon do have that Uber advantage, and it's only short, so I think they need to kill them quick. So, and yeah, look, flying over there. They're just about to meet it. And they've Ubered as well. Wow, I didn't even know.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Apparently 90 seconds from now, they're just going to pause. It gives us some nice brainstorming ideas, to be honest. I didn't actually see that Uber. F2 has Ubered. Again, it's the very early Uber. If you go Riverside, you're forced to Uber so early because there might be stickies around that corner just taking down one of your players. immediately. You really don't want that to happen, so instead you Uber 0.5 seconds earlier, but it just gives the Pyro the chance to just completely knock you out. Instead, what a lot of teams have been doing, what I've been seeing, is that they do exactly what they're doing right now, which is having a Heavy and a Scout completely decimating the Pyro, because obviously both of those classes are really good against Pyros considering they have hit scan.
Yeah, I just want to point something out about this push that Epsilon are about to do. If you switch through the plays, you can see wltrs is actually slightly in front of the Heavy. Now, I don't know if he's backing up or going forward, but if he is going forward, he's probably looking to go in the water, well, where the water used to be, underneath the capture point.
Yeah.
In which case, he's going to make the distraction toward the point. That means all of Infused focus are going to be back toward the point. Maybe then a couple of the players from Epsilon can jump around and pick up some quick and easy frags, but if wltrs is called under the point and goes down very, very quickly, it could be bad news for Epsilon. So we'll have to see how this one plays out. But I do like this idea that Epsilon may be looking to do.
Yeah, definitely. Epsilon, the scout from water, and we keep calling it water because nobody actually has another name for it. It used to be a water. It got removed, but people still... Yeah, but on the other hand, it's very good that it's not water anymore. I mean, let's be honest.
You know, I think the Americans still play the version with water. At least when I was working for Pure's team, I'm on the roster there. They played Gullywash with water, so I'm not entirely sure, but we have got the unpause, so back into the game we go. And actually, wltrs went straight in toward the point, actually got the Uber for himself. He did get taken down, but he was obviously looking to try and force anything or maybe get the medic pick quickly. Didn't need to because dunc doesn't yet have it, and if this keeps up, he may even get it. We can watch Gear here on the upper right position. He will get taken out as well, and there's the Uber pop for dunc. Going to switch onto the soldier that's currently defending the point. The scout will go down, so just Randa left alive. Well, where's Randa? Look at this. Oh no, Randa's been spotted, but such a great idea. He would have been able to come onto the point, sticky up in front of him and lock it down, maybe even cap it out for his team.
Wow.
Wasn't going to happen though, and where is F2? Back on middle point, so at least he's got
wltrs taking down dunc, and Randa, before he went down with 27 HP, managed to take down a soldier. So it's going Epsilon's way this round so far. Look at that, only 2 players alive for Infused at the moment, and Epsilon has an Uber advantage of, well, more than 60%, that's for sure.
Yeah, no, I mean, whilst they do have 2 players, probably not recommended to push in straight away, especially when you've got the 80% advantage. As I said before, guys, on Gullywash, it's very, very difficult to cap the point, even with Uber. So definitely wait for it, and that's what they've done. It looks like they're going to be going up against 5-on-5 on this push, and I think they're going to go top right this time rather than top left.
Yeah. Yep, no Pyro this time. Greg is going Spider. Let's see if he's going to be able to do anything. I love this push from Epsilon. What it does, and this push is long gone over, so I can go into analytics. What happened is that if you have Uber, you know the enemy doesn't have it, you want to push as close to the enemy medic as possible, because you don't want to give him the chance of actually having it. So pushing top right in that scenario is perfect, because you are so close to the medic, it's usually going to take you 1 rocket jumping soldier and 1 sticky to kill him off. Yeah. So very well played by Epsilon there by just choosing their sides and making sure that they know what they're doing. And they chose right, and now on the middle they take down cookye. It's looking very good for them, MVC.
Yeah, I mean, this round was a little bit different actually. Numlocked went straight on toward the point as the demo man walking up the right side, and Randa stayed back a little bit, and it looks like he's going to work out here for Epsilon. Just 1 player left alive, Greg, and there's the final frag for them. So I think, you know, the patience of Epsilon not too hasty to get on the point is certainly paying off for them, as they managed to pick up that cat round. That middle point.
9.5 minutes remaining, 2-all, and Epsilon taking the middle, looking in a prime position, 83% versus 6%. I can't really argue with those numbers, that's for sure. And yeah, as I said, about 9 minutes remaining. Can still go either way, but if Epsilon takes this, they certainly do a very big step towards becoming the champions in this tournament.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, they've got the Uber now. There's about 60% advantage. We've got the Pyro come out again from Greg. I think we all know where he's going to be standing now. I think Epsilon are going to be expecting as well. Fantastic rocket, actually, there from the Infused soldier, whoever that was. But here comes the Uber, diving the soldier onto that upper right. Manages to pick up the frag on the dunc there. Knox, very well played there for Epsilon. Now 2 players down. Scout gone down. Both the scouts down from Infused now. Surely going to be able to make this a cap. Soldier goes down, demo goes down, soldier goes down, and there we go. 3-2.
That shot from Knox was ridiculously good. That jump onto dunc was perfectly timed. He got 2 rockets in and did a lot of area of effect damage. Yes, I've been playing too much RPGs. Let's keep on going into the middle right now. And what?
We'll watch Randa for this middle point, because as I say, he doesn't go straight up onto the point. He sits back a little bit. Look, he's doing it again here.
I'm curious to see what you're gonna. Yeah, he seems to be waiting for just a little bit. Sees a scout on bottom left and a soldier flying, but that's pretty much it. He's not going to be able to do all that much on this middle.
Yeah, but so far, you know, not many. Oh, they have now lost Knox and Shocky and wltrs. Numlocked has gone down for Infused, but with the 3-player, you know, down for Epsilon, I think they're going to be wise to fall back here on a second and regroup. So that time, the passive play from Randa not really paying off. Didn't hit the shots he wanted, or perhaps didn't have the support he really needed. Or maybe, you know, Infused just completely outplayed them on that middle point, but nonetheless, Infused with middle, and now we're going to have to see a bit of a standoff with the Uber percent being even at 100.
I can see Infused pushing here remotely quick. Epsilon probably knows that. They're going to send in a soldier. Look at that. They're going to send in a soldier to scout. Randa did not have a sticky trap there, and Epsilon is holding all the way back. I'm not sure how much I like this. Seems like they're expecting a big door push.
Yeah, I mean, big door's always the easiest way to push when the Ubers are even, because if you push through choke, you have to. There's such a big distance to travel, and it looks like they are going to push through choke here with Infused. Let's see if they're able to force the Uber early. No, F2 holding on to that like a boss, 100%. You can see it on the left. Finally pops it. I'm not sure who picked that up. I'm going to go find him now. It must have been faster than a master, whoever that is, and probably I think it was Mike, no doubt. But nonetheless, you know, Cookye and the soldier gone down, and you know, Epsilon pushing back in toward middle, and that's why I don't like the choke push, because of, you know, how difficult it is to find the medic.
I can only imagine that there's someone from Infused trying to make something happen at the moment. There's one soldier up and the second pulse coming into the map. Obviously, with 6 minutes 30 seconds remaining, minus 90 seconds, 5 minutes remaining, you're gonna want to make sure everything happens fairly and good. Like, if your internet is going all the way up, then you really do not want to play the last 5 minutes of an important cup that way. So, very fair play to whoever is making sure that the game is going on like this. Well played to both teams.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's nice to see the pauses. It's like I've seen previous tournaments back in the, you know, the olden days of Team Fortress 2, where people would, you know, not allow them until the end of round, and it just you know, demotivates people. I mean, it can be annoying for the team that perhaps just caps middle point to then have a pause and, you know, ruin their sort of play. But at the end of the day, you know, you want to play and watch the best type of TF2, and right about now, I think we've got it.
Yeah, definitely. This apart from Granary, well, to be honest, on Granary, there's a lot of stuff that we can learn from that. Let's be very honest. Looking at that game, the way Epsilon played, I think any team can teach something from that, even Infused. But the game's on Battlelands, and the game here on Gullywash is just a game that can go either way. Both teams are very equal to each other, have their ups and downs throughout the entire map. There's no perfect play from any team so far. I've seen teams make mistakes everywhere. Not that I wouldn't make them myself, that's for sure. But there's little small mistakes. Like for Infused, Infused is not looking that much onto Dunc to actually build the Uber as quickly as possible. F2 is healing everyone properly, but the players are more doing stuff on their own, more than Infused, that's for sure.
No,
Shocky and wltrs being the prime examples. Obviously they're doing it fine, but if they would work together 100% perfect, they would get more out of it. So it's a very interesting learning experience for me, but probably also for the viewers to just see how this game is going to pan out, especially over the last 5 minutes, 6 minutes even for us.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, bring up the scoreboard. Just have a look at the scores at the time of pausing. Obviously, the medics there at the top, F2 and Dunc. You've got the scout there, Cookye, leading the charge for Infused, but you know, I think the soldier's doing a fantastic job as well there. You know, perhaps not showing as much there faster than Arasta. I think he's been doing a good job of keeping the medic alive when it matters. But I mean, again, I said at the beginning of the game, wltrs and Shocky, great scout combination to watch out for. Especially now wltrs has decided to stick with the game, and 46-41 in the score. It doesn't represent frags, but frags captures assists. But nonetheless, you know, I mean, I expected it. It's happening here today. Just great play.
I'm just looking at the frags. I can only see 11 players actually on the server, so someone has dropped. Will probably come back. But from what I can see right now, apart from the guy who dropped, which is either Mike or Flisko, one of the two dropped, I can see 4 people from Epsilon top fragging. 24, 23, 22, and 20. And after that, we can see a load of Infused with 18, 17, 16, and 16. I just got confirmation that Mike actually dropped, so he'll be coming back in shortly. But you can see the frags are a little bit in Epsilon's favor, not a lot, but a little bit, and that kind of defines the scoreline that we're seeing at the moment.
Yeah, certainly. Remember, guys, if you are tuning in today and you're watching Team Fortress 2 for the first time, well, hey, it is Team Fortress 2. Play the free right now. Go ahead and download the Steam client, go to the Steam store, and add Team Fortress 2 to your games list. Come get involved with the fun. If you go ahead and etf2l.org or vanillatf2.org, you'll be able to find various public servers to get involved and play with some of the competitive players. I recommend you check out NGE mod. It's a deathmatch mod, and it's a very good way to sort of, hone down your skills in one-on-one situations.
Have the same aim as these guys.
Yeah,
These guys do that all the time. Not all of them, but quite a lot.
Yeah, and there's also strictly deathmatch servers where you get to play on Badlands, Granary, Gullywash, and it spawns you in at random locations. It's not like Quake Live, of course, where you pick up items. You just spawn in with your health and you go and deathmatch things. But it does allow you to firstly learn the 1v1 situations and then to learn the positioning as well for some of the fights you might encounter in actual matches. So check that out, guys.
Yep, definitely do that.
I did see a bit of a nudge on the stream, so I think Mike is currently connecting, so we should be looking to go live ASAP. Thank you all for joining us here today. I do apologise for any of the stream issues we've had. I've been drafted in almost last minute to provide the stream for you guys. Your regular lot are currently MIA today, i.e. busy with real life stuff, so I was available. I decided to not play myself tonight and stream, but we are going live nonetheless. Pledge, it is the deciding map here. Epsilon versus Infused. We got 3 players down for Infused. It's currently 3-2 to Epsilon, and that's not what you want to see when Epsilon's capping 4th point. They're going to be pushing through to last as soon as they can, but what's important, Pledge, is we're about 100% Uber for both teams.
Yep, let's see what's going to happen here. As Dunc has 100% Uber, 85% still for Infused. I don't not think... Now, Infused not going to push on this, obviously, considering the last. If you see players kind of sliding across the map, that's correct. That's after the pause. Valve has not fixed that yet. We're fully aware of that, so don't go completely crazy, because the player's already doing that, according to the Source TV. So what's going to happen here, Shocky is going Spy. Quite curious as to what his target is going to be. I see a lot of players usually going Spy and going for an easy target, like a soldier or something, just so you have the advantage.
Yeah, the thing with Gullywash is it's so difficult to get up at any of the top left or top right position because it's just small little walkways. You can see the stairs there. Maybe he'll even stick around and get time on the point when the push comes in to draw people back. Or maybe he'll try and get the pick early. We'll have to see. But right now he's sat on that under left side. Looks like he's actually going to go for the pick here. Goes to the demo man pick. Numlocked goes down. He just gets a bit of a shot on towards Dunc. He may even pick up the frag here. One more shot should touch him down, but he will not connect with it. Would have been 2 actually. Not the 1, but the push is coming in nonetheless. Let's see if they can do anything. It doesn't look like it. Infused are going to be able to hold on.
I think it's a little bit of fair play there, I'd like to say, from Epsilon. It looks like they were really... They didn't actually push. It looks like they're going to try and do it now. The pause has already come in, and let's see if Epsilon... Randa's going to be able to take down Dunc, equalizing the Uber completely, apart from the 12 seconds that Dunc is still spawning, but... I really noticed that as soon as the soldier dropped there, Mike dropped as a soldier, Epsilon was like, okay, you know what, we're going to drop back, fair play to them. I'm not 100% sure on that, but from what I could see, Randa was not actually giving his full anymore because he saw a soldier just standing still, timing out there.
I think I've seen a soldier push out, yeah, okay, faster than a master. This must be Mike pushing out, trying to... find a quick pick on one of the Epsilon players. I think he's a bit wary that maybe Epsilon have pushed around, but actually moved a bit prematurely. Nonetheless, going to back away, keep his life. And fall back to the medic for more buffs and maybe try and get into another position. I think he's waiting for them now. I don't know what he's doing. And, nonetheless, last position hold is going to be coming into play for Infused, and they are at a disadvantage on that Uber. We've seen the Pyro come out from Greg, trying to give them a few extra seconds. Wltrs on the Spy. Pyro's going to connect with Wltrs, at least for a little bit. That means he's on fire. He's no longer invisible. And that's going to maybe delay the push. No, we've had the Uber pop from F2. I didn't see that, guys, but I'm on to Randa. It looks like he's pushing underneath the point with the scout. The soldiers appeared. They won't manage to pick up that frag. Can he get up and get enough stickies there in time? No, I think the early call from the soldiers is going to allow Infused to hold on to this last point. Yeah, there goes Randa. And Infused slightly let off there. I have to say, great play by the soldier.
I like the Uber from Epsilon there. The Pyro connected with the Spy, and they used the opportunity of Greg's, like, non-really paying attention. They used the opportunity to just Uber in immediately, so he couldn't air blast. Instead, Greg managed to catch off the demo instead of the entire combination. So F2 and Gear were in together, but Randa was completely cut off. He couldn't do anything. He wasn't able to help out his teammates, and instead went down into the water to actually try and figure something out. Instead, right now we can see that both teams still have about an equal Uber. The spawns were equal, and Epsilon's just going to say, you know what, we're going to take it easy. We're not going to risk getting completely down, thrown into the ropes at the moment.
Well,
we just want to take it easy.
3 minutes remaining. They can only take it easy for so long because incoming Infused now. Uber popped from F2. Nox charging through. Yeah, but Nox not able to find a frag. Now Dunc has the Uber. This is very, very bad news for Epsilon. 3 minutes remaining. Infused surely going to be able to clean up, find a couple of frags here. Is anyone here to support Dunc? No, I only see the dead man and the medic. The soldiers are nowhere to be found. One is down. Where's the other one? Finally comes in the back, but I'm staying on Nox Pub, who's currently battling his way on his side of middle point, trying to keep his teammates alive, but Nox, Shocky and wltrs now down. Infused are going to cap middle despite no pressure really coming out from them. And I mean, wow, I didn't even see that happening. I really did believe Epsilon could have held that.
Yeah, Epsilon had a good position, good surface area, but it was the 10 seconds Uber that Dunc had to actually make sure to fully utilize that. Like, numlocked wasn't really able to do anything during that Uber, but he did manage to get a proper position on, and I think that was more important in that scenario, especially on second point. It's just very valuable to have a good position, and you can see Epsilon, they're like, you know what, screw the second point, we're just going to stand on last, defend properly, and with 2 minutes to hold, that might be the right decision, but it might be coming back.
Yeah, I mean, it's all up in the air now. We'll have to see whether Infused are going to sacrifice a player, bring out a sniper, sacrifice a player, bring out a spy. That would be a bit risky. Or sacrifice a player and bring out a heavy and try it that way. Anything can happen now. Are they going to push left, right, top,
Riverside,
bottom, underneath? I have no idea, but
Riverside,
it looks like they are going to be pushing now. Riverside, faster than a master, jumping in, looking to pick up the demo frag here onto Randa. He won't get him, actually loses Randa in all of that. Now trying to rocket jump away. F2, almost all of Epsilon staying alive. Only one player gone down. It is Randa, though. Randa is a big pick. Now F2 down, Nox down. 3, 4, 5 player advantage. Wow.
Oh. We 3-all with 1 minute and 10. If Epsilon calls GG now, I'm going to strangle someone. I'm not kidding. Epsilon should not be calling GG here, that's for sure. 1 minute, 10 seconds. No, they're not doing it. They're fully taking this seriously. Anything is possible, ladies and gentlemen. 1 minute, 10 seconds remaining. It's still possible, albeit being very, very close. Let's see what's going to happen here on middle as Shocky and wltrs come in very aggressive on the right side. They're immediately going behind and a lot of pressure and Infused. I don't think they have any other choice but to back out.
I mean, I saw, I mean, that time, rather than Randa sitting back, he actually ran up the left sort of stairwell. I'm not sure what you refer to that in game as. I just call it like a, left side or whatever. And, put pressure on that side of the point, allowing them to get a middle point now, pushing towards second point. They've got the scout on the point.
Look at this.
Are they going to try pushing towards lobby as soon as they get it?
Might as well. Might as well. Like, they have nothing to lose at the moment. 20 seconds remaining. Here they come with the Uber, and it has to be a miracle happening here. Dunc just barely gets the Uber in time, and now Randa manages to get on the point. There's a heavy there. Remember, the 3 heavies might come into play this time. F2 does not get taken down just yet, but with only 2 seconds on the clock, we're going into golden cap and match point, Ziggy.
Oh my. 2 golden caps in the grand final of the cup you're about to say. Wow.
Thank you for joining us here for the final cap that's about to happen in the Team Fortress 2 Winter Warm-Up Invite Tournament that is hosted by Excello at excello.net. Please check them out. They've hosted a lot of TF2 tournaments and other games, and it's being sponsored by Sparkle Graphics Cards at sparkletw.com. You can already hear one team readying up. We're probably going to be starting very soon here. It's already quite late. So let's get this stuff over with. I'm actually curious to see who's going to win this. Based on the middles,
I think one team's going to wipe.
Epsilon should take this.
Yeah, and I think Infused are going to wipe. I think they're going to overextend, and Epsilon will capitalise on it because of Randa's, passive play. I really do believe Epsilon have the chance to win it. I'm kind of in Team Infused myself, not a player. I do other things, and I'm biased toward them, but I think Epsilon have got this. I really do.
Yep. And just a reminder for everyone, there's a competition going for the microphone that Atmo is giving away, and Atmo is a VanillaTV community member. He has put up an And Lion Audio mop mic for sale. All you have to do is write a haiku about Team Fortress 2, about VanillaTV, about Excello, about Sparkle, anything related to this cup, really. And if you have the best haiku, which is some sort of weird Korean, Japanese, Asian poem, which I find very funny, but I've never been able to define it properly, Yeah, please give it to any one of the vanilla admins, and we should be able to take care of it. And when it's awesome, you might get that microphone from Atmo. Thank you very much for chipping that in. Thank you very much for everyone who's sponsoring this tournament at Sparkle. You guys are amazing for sponsoring esports. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say before we're going into this final round, NVC.
Yeah, I'm surprised you're not seeing both teams ready up already. Perhaps just want to get straight back in there, keep the momentum, keep the hands and the mice warm. If you actually take that seriously, of course, because I mean, taking a break here could be a big mistake for one of these teams, and I'm not quite sure which one, but maybe it's going to work in their favour. We'll have to see.
Yep, I'm actually curious. I think both teams are just going over the strategies from middle for just one last time, making sure they all got what they need. What do you expect both teams to do? I've seen Epsilon do a very successful boat scouts on right hand side so far.
This is what I mean. I kind of expect Infused to overextend, because I think numlocked going to think, well, I played a little bit passive on the previous rounds and we won the first couple, so maybe I'm going to try to go a bit more aggressive. But I think Randa is actually going to surprise everyone. He's going to start playing passively, but like the last round, he's going to push up the left hand side and surprise everybody, because nobody knew he was going up there until it was too late, and I expect him to do it again. So I'm expecting Infused to overextend, and I'm expecting Epsilon to take the middle point at least. But I could be wrong. I'm just going from what I've seen in the round so far. We'll have to see. Anything can happen in this last round.
I'm curious. Now we've seen some weird stuff happening this game so far. We've seen holds without Uber. We've seen failed pushes with Uber, which is pretty much equivalent. But we've seen a lot of stuff happening with different classes on last so far. A lot of spies, a lot of pyros. Anything can happen. So even if the middle does get rolled by one team or the other, anything can still happen. Like this, we've seen a lot of holds already, 6 against 5 without Uber, and it still happened.
Well, certainly. I'm actually seeing a lot of the Infused team meet up in spawn now. I'm not sure what the plan is. Numlocked's finally started moving. I think Numlocked actually did the ready up. I'm not sure whether the other team is also ready. Looks like we are ready to go, Pledge. Why don't you introduce this?
Yep, thank you very much for joining us here at the match point round between Infused and Epsilon, which is going to close off the Team Fortress 2 Winter Warm-Up Invite Tournament, hosted by Excello.net and sponsored by SparkleTW.com. Thank you very much. Infused is going to say, you know what, we're not going to go into the middle. That's what they were discussing, I guess.
I said overextend, and now they've done completely the opposite. Okay, this is interesting.
They're not confident in their middles this game. Oh, fair enough. Seems like a reasonable decision.
Yeah, we'll have to see it's going to pay off, whether they got something in the bag to hold on to second choke. Again, as I said, it's going to be interesting to see whether Epsilon are going to choose to push through choke, or whether they're going to choose to push through big door, or whether they're just going to choose to hold. Because remember, guys, just to fill you in, if you're unfamiliar with the Team Fortress 2 Golden Cap rules, it is 10 minutes. If no team is to win the round, it's the team that's holding middle point that will come away with the victory. It's a bit of an unfortunate end, but it is what it is. So Epsilon,
do you think Epsilon... Do you think Epsilon's just going to hold? They're not going to do anything?
Well, think about it.
I'm feeling they might.
Yeah, think about it. If Infused push, they have to pop early. And if they don't pop early, well, God help them. Stickies.
I don't know. I'm quite curious. I think Epsilon's going to wait for at least 2 minutes. Kind of see, maybe they get a pick, maybe they lose someone. You don't know. But I think they're going to wait for 2 minutes and actually decide as they go. See what they're going to do. It looks like Infused is going to be the one putting up the aggression on big door this time.
Yeah, I mean, they've got to be very careful. I'm curious to see who's... I want to go check out Little Door to see who's over there, but I don't want to miss something happens. I'm going to do it quickly.
Here we go.
Faster than a master. Oh my god, I did it and they Ubered.
I said it even to help you. And Greg goes down, and I think one soldier actually going... He's 28 HP. He does get taken down. It's a 6 versus 4 now. And Epsilon, they're getting the chance. Let's see if they're going to take it.
Yeah, I mean, look, looks like we got somebody pushing into lobby. You're going to pick off Dunc, surely.
Is he going to take it?
Wow.
Surely.
This is very, very bad news. 3 players down. This could be a massive mistake, choosing to give up middle and hold second and then choose to Uber into the enemy team. Why on earth you would do that, I have no idea. Maybe Infused were thinking something different. Maybe it could have worked and, surprised everybody, but unfortunately it hasn't. We're at 87% on this Uber for Epsilon. We've got the Pyro yet again come out from Greg, currently placed on the upper right crate. Epsilon should push through this door here, what I said before, but I'm interested to see whether they're going to go go through Riverside, which
they
looks
need
like
to
they're
go
going to do.
they need to go top right, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly.
Like what you said earlier, I think. Yeah, there we go. F2. Yeah, he called it. There we go. They're going to do exactly that. I called it earlier, and this is what they're going to do. They're very close to the medic. They're going to have to get that DPS on, but they kind of miss Uber there. They lose Nox. They lose. Uber's kind of misused there, and Infused is going to hold. And as I said, no matter what happens on middle, no matter what happens on second, there's some crazy stuff happening on Gullywash so far.
Yeah, I mean, they pushed in upper right, but they really had no pressure and no distractions in the main door or on the left, which means, you know, Infused were quite happy to focus all of their attention over there without missing anything that would perhaps backcap.
Infused is checking everything. Look at this. They really don't want to lose this to a backup. And Walter's going to try. Walter sneaked in from behind. Has he? He has not been spotted. It's Scout versus Soldier on last, and a Scout retreated. There we go. Greg makes sure he drops out.
Ooh, I mean, Greg saving the day. Fantastic play.
Yeah, but it gives Epsilon the positioning. They didn't lose second, and they're just going to wait for Uber, and they get another shot at this.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, Uber on Uber again. Like I said before, guys, it's very, very difficult to push into last, even with Uber. They're probably going to be looking for a pick. I wouldn't be surprised if Walter's going to make a sniper here. Yeah, Walter's sniper. Hold.
If Epsilon is probably just going to say, you know what, 6 minutes? That's doable.
But I think it's important now, if as soon as they see the sniper, Infused think about pushing ASAP. They could catch Walters out of position, everyone in very close and pick off frags, but if they were to do that, they also need to be careful of backcap. So maybe that would be a bad idea, and I'm talking complete BS, but what's important now is Walters is sniper moving toward the riverside. Let's see if he's able to connect with anything. He's a bit wary of those rockets coming through, looking for the heavy.
Sniper.
Yes, a bit of sniper on sniper. I mean, sniper is great, but if one of them goes down, GG. And there's going to be Walters that goes down. I mean, it's not a great pick for Infused. It's going to help them, but can they push out on it? I'm not sure.
Epsilon needs to get the hell out. Like, they really shouldn't be standing where they're standing right now.
Yeah, but I mean,
look at this.
I saw the Soldier push into main lobby. He could jump in, but behind Epsilon.
Dunc's in mid lobby.
Uber on last. Oh my god, wow, they've got a Soldier on the point. The Soldiers are coming back, trying to stop him off. The Uber has been popped by Infused. They will be able to hold on to last. F2 trying to fall out upper left-hand side, but they have a two-player advantage. Gear will go down the Soldier. That means Epsilon have no soldiers whatsoever, but Randa, the Rambo, down and coming, charging through. He's going to put a lot of damage. The Scout took a lot of damage. It looks like they may even be able to hold on here. F2 actually going in the window. Wow!
Epsilon taking it. There we go, in the golden cap, Epsilon takes it. They're the champions of the Team Fortress 2 Winter Warp Invite Tournament, hosted by Excello.net and sponsored by SparkleTW.com. Thank you very much for joining us here at VanillaTV. What an amazing ending of an amazing series. After 3 maps, Epsilon managed to win it in a golden cap on Gullywash, the 3rd map. Thank you very much for joining us. Epsilon 1, Infused 0.
Yeah, and just before I close off the stream, I just want to say, make sure you do check out VanillaTV on YouTube. Follow myself, ZRONVC on Twitter. Follow Patrick Ledge, Pledge, of course, on Twitter. And make sure you do check out the VODs if you didn't catch the entire game. All 3 maps were just a fantastic, Team Fortress 2 display. And I'm very happy to be back here commentating alongside you, Pledge. So hopefully we can do this again soon. But for now,
likewise, bro.
Let's just call an MVP and then I'll cut off the VOD. So, I mean, for me, I'm going to go with Shocky.
Shocky. It's done.
Okay, done. Shocky it is. So,
don't have to discuss all that.
Yeah, thanks everybody. And we'll see you all next time.
See you next time.